Number 1 in Southern California. Channel 7 KABC TV, Los Angeles. Now, Harold Green, Laura Diaz, Dallas Raines, weather, and Jim Hill, sports. When news happens, you see it happen on Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening. Governor Wilson declared a state of emergency in the Southland just a short time ago in the wake of the storm that caused at least 7 deaths and left 2 counties a rain-soaked shambles. Tragedy first struck in Ventura, where a river overflowed, flooding a mobile home park. 100 people were rescued, but 4 bodies were later recovered, some believed to be homeless who camped in the riverbed there. At least 20 RVs were destroyed or carried out to sea. North of Ventura, a young couple died when a mudslide engulfed their hillside apartment. The woman was 9 months pregnant. In the San Fernando Valley rescue team searched in vain for
Maui. Oh, wow. Of all the people who come to Hawaii, only a few see it all. How? If you're one of the few, you'll find a way.
Now on Action News at 6, the skies open up in a deadly deluge on Southern California. Plus, the awesome force of nature takes its toll on a sleeping couple. And how to survive if the floodwaters carry you away. Action News for Wednesday, February 12th, 1992.
Your station for the Olympic Winter Games, KCBS TV, Channel 2. Now, Bree Walker, Michael Tuck, Steve Rambo, weather. And in Albertville, France, Jim Lampley. Channel 2 Action News at 6.
We have heard from the mayor and through him and through other sources that both Ventura and Los Angeles counties and the city of Los Angeles have declared a state of emergency.
It's official now. A week of storms tonight is making for a state of emergency. That declaration for Los Angeles and Ventura counties signed just minutes ago by Governor Pete Wilson.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks very much for joining us. We hope you're safe and dry tonight. Here is what's happening. A day of devastating rain is putting an entire community on alert tonight. A catch basin gave way in the Antelope Valley, sending water thundering into the streets of Quartz Hill. Our Jody Baskerville joins us live by telephone now from Agua Dulce with the very latest. What's happening there, Jody?
Well, I tell you, residents here are bracing for the worst. They have been warned that that catch basin could give way any second. If we get any more rain, one civil engineer said it just can't take it. Now, it has ruptured in 2 places, and the catch basin is crumbling. It was never meant to stand this kind of a strain. And the catch basin is sitting right above the community of Quartz Hill. There are at least 100 homes directly in its path. Residents have been sandbagging, trying to hold their ground. They were even telling me earlier that they were willing to go up on the roof if necessary. But a lot of these homes are brand new, and they just don't want to see them be swept away. So they are here standing their ground, basically.
Jody, those residents must be terrified at this point. Is there real danger of those houses being washed away?
Well, if it breaks, yes, that catch basin is holding some 15 to 20 million gallons of water. And as I said, it ruptured already in 2 places, and they're saying if it rains at all, those homes will be directly in the path of a wall of water that would come gushing down.
Okay, Jody, thank you very much. We know you're standing by there at Agua Dulce, and we'll continue to update us as you get more information.
One of the first areas hardest hit in Ventura County, floodwaters went sweeping through an RV park near Highway 101 in the Ventura River. Between 60 and 100 vehicles were in the motorhome park when the floodwaters came. The powerful waters carried huge motorhomes downstream, crashing them into bridges like they were splintered toys. The body of one man was found in the area. Rescue officials are concerned that a group of homeless people camping in the riverbed might have been caught in those deadly floodwaters. And north of Ventura, a deadly mud and rock slide in Ojai. Action News is live on the scene in Ventura County with our Patty Ecker. Patty.
Well, Bree, the RV park, which is where I am now, was not the only scene of tragedy. Earlier today, this storm claimed 2 other lives just a few miles from here.
There was just a boom. It was like 6:30, and it was like a boom.
It was the deadly sound of tons of mud and debris crashing into the bedroom of this home just outside Ventura city lines. The couple was asleep when the hillside above their house gave way under the punishing rain. They were suffocated despite frantic efforts to get them out.
I looked and I said, "What are you screaming for?" And he's all, "Man, my uncle," and all that. So I just jumped down and started digging.
Killed were Glenn Queen and Michelle Bouvet. Michelle was 9 months pregnant. A neighbor said she was going to a baby shower today at her workplace. The duplex was built in 1990 with a required 7-foot retaining wall. A building inspector said today that wall couldn't hold the slide.
The loose soil on the hillsides above, on the lot above, that soil gave way and took some structures with it. The stairway on the structure above, that was coming down as debris.
And the force of that, to use the inspector's words, was enough to blow out the whole wall of the house. Michael, Bree?
All right. Thank you very much, Patty. Well, if you usually take La Cienega Boulevard home or down to LAX, you'll want to pay very close attention to what you're about to see now. This is La Cienega at Pico. I'm sorry, we don't have that tape. But if we did, you would see it looks more like a lake than a street. They're still letting traffic through that area, but police tell Action News it'll be slow going for some time there, especially with more rainy weather expected later on tonight. And you know, Laurel Canyon is also a main commuter street for many folks going in and out of the valley. Well, tonight it's not such a main thoroughfare. It's got some big problems too. Action News live on the scene there with our Penny Criego. Let's go to her. Hello, Penny.
Mike, as you said, Laurel Canyon, a major thoroughfare in and out of the San Fernando Valley, has been closed since 10 o'clock this morning. That's when a series of small mudslides right here between Mulholland Drive and Lookout Mountain south of here started to create traffic nightmares. Apparently, one driver was half buried, or his car was half buried by mud, but he managed to escape unharmed. Right now, only area residents are being allowed past this barricade, but some of those residents are going to arrive to find their homes in the dark. About 4 o'clock this afternoon, a small landslide on Lookout Mountain left them leaning precariously on 2 trees.
Put it on there, and the phone company, we're going to work with them and getting their cables off of it, and then we're going to let this down very carefully so we don't do any damage. Try and get it out over the street here, saw it up, get it out of the way till we can come back and put in new poles and start over.
The power was cut off to about 200 residents. I'm told, though, that they expected to have power back on to all but 4 or 5 of the homes by this time tonight. We haven't been able to confirm whether that was done. They expect to have power on to everybody at 11 or 12 tonight. Now, as for traffic here on Laurel Canyon Boulevard, police are telling us that they think it might be closed off to everyone except for those area residents in and out of this street. They say that even though the mudslides have been cleared away, there's still a little bit of mud on this street, and the mud is just like ice. Too slippery. Mike, Bree?
Stay off of it. Thank you very much, Penny. Just a minute ago, we started telling you about La Cienega Boulevard. We didn't have the videotape then. We do now. We want to show it to you. That's unbelievable. That is a main thoroughfare through Los Angeles. Again, traffic is still going through there. If you're foolhardy enough to try it, we suggest you don't. It is still open, but it may be shut down later on tonight with any more rain, and we are expecting considerably more rain.
It is hard to believe. I've been in Los Angeles or been in the Southland since 1979. Never seen anything quite like this.
Never seen anything like it.
It is amazing. Well, we did see a patch of blue when we were up on the roof just about a half hour ago. The storm clouds do appear to be clearing in a lot of places right now. Let's check in with Steve Rambo in the Action News Storm Center for the latest on this. Steve?
Okay, well, we're fortunate to live in the basin or in Hollywood with a view out to the ocean, and that is indeed true if you live in the western portions of the Southland, closer to the coastal sections in what we would topographically call the coastal plain. You are looking at some breaks in the clouds, but the latest radar reports that things are not that pleasant for folks in the inner portions of the Southland in what we call the Inland Empire. It's an empire of water. Let's go take a look at it. I've got some highlights here on our Southland map. You can just kind of see our rising mountain areas and our valley areas pretty well with this. And what we have is an area of heavy rain occurring just to the west of San Bernardino right now. They're talking about heavy rain, the heaviest of all, between Mountain Pass and Kelso, just west of San Bernardino. But we're also reporting some good showers out in the Ontario area, in the San Bernardino area. Up in the San Bernardino Mountains now, they're picking up good amounts of snow up above 5,000 feet. The same thing happening in the San Jacinto Mountains, just to the southwest of Palm Springs. We'll give you some satellite views of all that's going on. Let's just go back here, up top here. We'll give you some satellite views of what's going on and tell you all the latest watches, warnings, and give you also some updates on just how much rainfall has occurred when we give you the complete weather outlook. That'll be in about 7 or 8 minutes.
Can you tell us about the Eastern Sierra snowpack? That really could help us with the drought.
The Eastern Sierra snowpack has been receiving good amounts of snow. Mammoth has picked up anywhere from 4 to 5 feet of snow in the last several days, and of course that's where we get our rainfall from. 2 weeks ago the snowpack was estimated at 40% below normal. Earlier today I heard some reports of the snowpack reaching the 60% below normal amount.
Okay, Steve, thank you very much.
Just ahead, the storm takes deadly aim and turns calm to chaos.
We will have a live report on a torrential river of mud racing through a normally quiet canyon.
And then what to do if you're trapped in raging floodwaters or even stuck outside in the rain for a while. Dr. Howard Twerman with words to live by these days.
Sierra in Monrovia is now the General Motors Super Center in the San Gabriel Valley. With 5 GM lines, we have the selection for you to get the car or truck you want. All covered by our price assurance, which assures you that you get your best deal.
Like this 92 Chevy half-ton pickup with AM/FM stereo cassette and power steering and brakes for just $197 a month. Sierra, mountains of cars, mountains of deals at the Mountain Avenue exit off the 210 in Monrovia.
Good night, my love. Pleasant dreams and sleep tight, my love.
Valentine's Day at Victoria's Secret.
May tomorrow be sunny and bright and bring you closer to me.
Her special gift, Victoria Body Lotion, a $27.50 value free with purchase of a 3.4-ounce cologne spray.
Somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me.
Introducing MCI Friends and Family International. Pick one special person overseas and save an extra 20% every time you call them. It's quite simply, to 214 places, the cheapest overseas call you can make.
If you want really great steak, you can go to a really great steakhouse, or you can come to Coco's. Both serve USDA choice corn-fed beef, like this juicy top sirloin. Both slow roast tender prime rib to bring out all the flavor, and both have unique specialty dishes like Coco's new pepper steak. So why choose Coco's for a great beef dinner? Our prices are a lot easier to swallow. Coco's, steakhouse quality beef, family restaurant prices.
This is one of those days when the news changes in a significant way, even as we speak, and we are getting late word that some neighborhoods near a canyon in Calabasas are being evacuated right now. Our Kim Mariner is live in the area with more details for us. Kim?
Well, Michael, we can tell you that some forced evacuations have just begun on Alicia Canyon Road in Calabasas. Now, Alicia Canyon Road would be, just to acquaint you with the area, would be up Highway 101. It would be north on Las Virgenes Road. Now, there are 149 units of condominiums and townhouses in the area called Hidden Canyon. And the concern is that the hillside above those condominiums is about to give way and rain debris and mud down onto those homes. There has already been some slippage. Now, Carol Mintz and Marlene Pilch have lived in that area for 2 years. They've never experienced anything like this. They have already been told that they will have to evacuate their home. You're looking now at some of the slippage above the condominium complex. Dr. Ken Cosmer packed up his family and headed for safer ground today. There's the good doctor. So far, only 2 buildings in that complex have been emptied, but geologists have been of all 149 of the units in the condominium complex may be called for this evening.
Slipping.
Have you had any problems at your unit?
No, not at this point.
Why are you making the move now?
Because the police have instructed us to leave.
Once again, some evacuations have already been forced up in the Alicia Canyon area. Concern about the hillside and continued slippage. And of course, firefighters and geologists on the scene right now, and they hope that the light rain that we're experiencing right now doesn't pick up as the evening progresses.
Moving out early, better safe than sorry.
A lot of people moving out right now.
We'll watch that one all night. People who live in a normally quiet canyon near Malibu are in for a noisy and frightening night. The Los Flores Creek already ripped through a handful of homes. More could follow tonight. Sylvia Lopez joins us with a live report from Los Flores Canyon. Another update on that situation, Sylvia.
Bree, we're standing almost directly above the homes that have been flooded out in the Los Flores Canyon area, but I can tell you that it hasn't rained for several hours, and so the creek that overflowed and almost destroyed 3 homes has somewhat subsided, and you can actually see it when you're standing down there. Now, it's not to say that it wasn't very bad much earlier today. We don't have to tell you there were torrential rains, and it completely jumped its banks and all of the sandbags, but I can tell you that originally there were only 2 homes that had been flooded out. Today there were 3. This is what it looked like from down there on the ground. The night-long storm and unrelenting rain finally began to take their toll around 9:30 this morning. That's when resident Tiffany St. Ives saw the water seep under her doors.
It just started coming up higher and higher and higher. You saw it along the steps. You know, go to another rung and another rung and another rung. Before you know it, it was coming in, and that's when I freaked to get the animals together.
This troublesome creek was just a trickle flowing through the canyon last week, but Monday afternoon it overflowed and flooded 2 homes. Today it jumped its banks again and filled a 3rd home with mud and debris. Residents hold out little hope of returning. They've seen what the river can do. And unless the county can build a concrete channel here, they don't want to chance it. Now, there is always the chance of yet another tidal wave of water just coming through here and sweeping through more homes. Right now, though, it doesn't look like it because since I told you it has not been raining. But even residents who haven't had any flood damage at all say it's been awfully difficult sleeping these few nights, and it's going to be just as difficult sleeping tonight knowing that yet another storm is on its way because you never know what might be coming right down that canyon towards your home. I'm Sylvia Lopez. Brief, Mike.
All right. More updated information, coverage, and information you need to know on the storm of 92 right after this.
Carpeteria's President's Day sale. Store-wide savings plus coupons to save even more. Like a Stainmaster plush on sale for $15.99, now only $13.99. Hurry.
How far can effort and energy take you? How much performance can you get out of a machine? Texaco has the answer in System 3 gasolines. System 3 helps remove harmful engine deposits in all octane grades to improve performance with the energy to run stronger, smoother, cleaner, the energy to go further.
Long after you've turned off the engine of the Acura Vigor, it will continue to run through your mind. The Vigor from Acura.
Every month, millions of California families take hundreds of dollars and throw them away. This ritual is called paying the rent. Now, consider this. For about $750 a month and $7,000 total move-in, you can own a beautiful new Kaufman & Broad home. Call 1-800-443-4040. Why waste all that beautiful cash paying the rent? With Kaufman & Broad homes, you can have it all and have it now.
Hungry? Grab your Campbell's tomato soup. Make it hearty. Make it filling. Make it a meal. Campbell's tomato soup. Make it as hearty as you are hungry.
I'm Christy Yamaguchi. Get Campbell's tomato soup at your favorite Hughes supermarket.
Find an outstanding selection of Campbell's soups at Hughes Market. Don't forget to bring the rest of your shopping list to Hughes, because with Hughes low prices and double coupons, you'll save a bundle.
If you happen to be unlucky enough to fall into a storm-swollen river, you need to know you're suddenly facing a matter of life and death. Now, if that does happen to you, how do you increase your chances for survival? For the answer, Action News is live on the scene near the raging Los Angeles River with our Dr. Howard Torman. Sounds unlikely, but now we know it's not these days.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, Bree. This is the Los Angeles River in the Sepulveda Basin, and when it fills with rain, it seems to attract sightseers. But I'll tell you, if you fall in, your chances of survival are just not very good. And the reason is this water is at about 50 degrees. It very rapidly takes away your body heat. And in fact, under the best of circumstances, the survival time, the time of consciousness, is only about 45 minutes to an hour. And that time gets cut down very rapidly if you happen to be scared, which you're very likely to be, if you're surprised because you're going to immerse your head, or if you exert yourself, because what happens then is if you try and swim or paddle your way, it can actually cut the time you're conscious in the water down to as little as 10 minutes. Now, there are some things that can actually increase your chances of surviving in there. Now, flotation gear is one thing. You're not going to obviously have a life vest on, but you can use a jacket or pants. Your body size, if you're fat, this is one place where it actually helps you. And multiple layers of clothing. You don't want to shed pants, jackets, shirts, and so forth. That actually acts as an insulator. It will help to retain some body heat. Bree?
Okay, we hope we never need that information, but it is good to have, Doctor. Thank you very much. Well, Steve Rambo's in the Storm Center now. You know, the one thing we don't need is any more rain. It's the one thing we probably will get, though. Is that not right, Steve?
That's right, Mike. I'm listening to you, but I'm also reading some things that are probably some good news for a lot of folks. Flash flood watch has expired for western Riverside and southwestern San Bernardino counties. That does not mean there's no more rain, but it means the imminent flooding danger is over for now. Still watch those low water crossings. Rising water will continue for a while, but the serious situation seems to be relaxing somewhat. Let's go right outside to the satellite photo right away and let you see the latest that's going on out there. Can we take that full? Can we go to the satellite? There you go. Okay, you can see that in that box area there, we're expecting another 1 to 1.5 inches overnight tonight. Watch inside the box and then follow the clouds coming out of the box. You can see the storm beginning to develop there, and that's going to push on through here later tonight. This morning storm already passed us by. Let me advance to the next frame here, and you can see there's just a little trough line out there, but the L, the deep low that's been causing all these problems, continues for the next several days. Now let's go to the 5-day outlook, and I'll tell you what's happening for the next 5 days. We have the 5-day outlook. Well, I can bring it for you here. Hold on, don't think we've gone to black there. Oh no, it's coming up. Well, I tell you what, over the next 5 days, we have some more showers in here. We're calling for scattered showers through Thursday, Friday. Then we'll see another system come in here for Saturday with some breaks in the sun coming out on Sunday, and in a partly cloudy day for Monday with some widely scattered showers. That's the outlook from the Storm Center. The best news of the day. All the watches, warnings, and advisories for Southern California have expired, have been lifted. They do not exist for now.
Good.
A short respite, no doubt.
Yeah.
And the storms of 92. Stick with us.
From this day on, every Domino's pizza will be better than ever.
More melted cheese, big better toppings, tender, tastier crust.
More melted cheese, big better toppings, tender, tastier crust.
Every fresh-made Domino's pizza better than ever, now and forever.
Nobody knows like Domino's how you like. More melted cheese, big better toppings,
Tender, tastier crust. Try a medium with unlimited toppings, now just $9.99.
Where shall we play this week, Ma?
1-800, go to drop
The island.
Pack your bags and go to drop
Las Vegas.
So good we cannot stop. 1-800, go to drop.
Call now, man.
Until you hit the top.
Tropicana.
800, go to drop.
Hungry? Grab your Campbell's tomato soup. Make it hearty. Make it filling. Make it a meal. Campbell's tomato soup. Make it as hearty as you are hungry.
I'm Christy Yamaguchi. Get Campbell's tomato soup at your favorite Hughes supermarket.
Find an outstanding selection of Campbell's soups at Hughes Market. Don't forget to bring the rest of your shopping list to Hughes, because with Hughes low prices and double coupons, you'll save a bundle.
Introducing Fast Fit by C&R. We'll tailor your new C&R slacks while you wait, absolutely free. C&R, what a difference a store makes.
Channel 2 Action News Sports segment, sponsored by Delta Dental.
Good morning. So many things have changed. When I was young, I got $200 a month and a dental plan. It was easy for my boss to choose a plan. He didn't have to figure out which one kept up to date and gave us a lot for our money. In 1955, there was only one dental plan. Now we have dozens to evaluate, but one company keeps a step ahead. The original.
Suppose they call them losers because they go downhill so fast?
I really don't know why they call them that, to tell you the truth.
Day 5 of the Winter Olympics from Albertville, France produced the best ever finish by an American in the sport of luge. Cami Myler of Lake Placid, New York finished 5th. CBS Sports coverage of the Winter Games begins at 8 o'clock. Jim Lampley will be live from Albertville tonight with all of the highlights on Action News Nightcast at 11. The Larry Brown era begins tonight at the Sports Arena as the Clippers take on the Houston Rockets. Brown, the former San Antonio Spurs coach, was hired last week, replacing the fired Mike Schuler. The Cal Daniels era continues in Los Angeles. Daniels and the Dodgers avoided going to arbitration by reaching agreement on a one-year contract worth $2.5 million. Daniels hit .249 while smashing 17 home runs. It was also a smashing day at Daytona Beach. There were no less than 4 accidents at today's practice round for the Daytona 500. 5 drivers, including A.J. Foyt, will be forced to go with their backup cars to qualify for Sunday's 500-miler. No crashes, but plenty of muck and mire today at Santa Anita. More than 5 inches of rain has fallen at the track, muddying things up. But like the old saying goes, the show goes on. And finally, we know how far a family will go to see one of their loved ones in the Olympics. Cami Myler's family cashed in a huge baseball card collection worth thousands of dollars just to see her compete for the United States in the Olympics, and it turned out to be a pretty good investment.
Well, the best they've made. We're running short on time. We want to go to Bob Jimenez one more time in Malibu near Topanga Canyon. Bob, what's the latest there?
Well, we've pretty much dried out here, and we'll end our broadcast day by telling you we haven't felt a drop of rain in the past 4 hours, but as we reported earlier, Topanga Canyon Boulevard as well as Topanga Road, Old Topanga Road, both closed tonight. They're probably going to stay that way for at least through tonight and maybe the next 2 days because there are serious erosions up the road, and the CHP isn't confident that they can let people go in. We are happy to report that throughout the day, throughout all the rain, we've had no reports of any houses sliding into Topanga Creek, which turned into a raging river today, or evacuations or any injuries. So people here have been pretty lucky compared to others who have suffered in this storm. Mike?
Okay. One final word tonight, Bob. It appears that we have now an update here, a late word now from the Action News Inland Empire Bureau. 2 men may be stuck in a storm drain. The drain runs under a connector road at the northbound 215 freeway to the 10. That's in Colton. The fire department says rescue workers are going into the drain right now to search for the pair. We will, of course, stay on top of this story all night long. Action News crews will be out in force again tonight, covering this and everything else that's happening in our big area.
Okay, Bree. That is our news for now. We thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you back here a bit later on. Coming up next, the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Yeah, see you at 11.